Welcome back. Let's put this in the ether. Most women, if not all women, wear masks, right? What do I mean by that? They put up a front, right? I'm gonna improv this whole video. They put a front to mislead you, to seduce you, to do all these things to do things for her to get what she wants from you. So you guys be careful how she presents herself. It's just a mask, and it's up to her because women are very patient. They can leave that mask on for a long time until the right moment she can take the mask off. Right? Look at all these marriages. Right? Guys getting themselves into these marriages, and then not so long she just behaved the way she was. All of a sudden she seemed like a different person. All right? That's when she took her mask. And you guys need to understand this. Right? Guys, don't just jump to conclusion and just ask a girl to marry her. This is why it's more optimal for men to take their time, right, to get to know the person, right? Don't rush into marriage, right? Don't be a fool and rush into things like that, man. Take your time. You have all the time in the world. She's the one that don't have time in the world. By you taking your time, it's forced her to take out her mask sooner than it really is, right? By you taking your time, it forced her to take off her mask. Because at some point in your relationship, when she feel like that is not moving further in her time frame, and her biggest enemy is time, right? If it doesn't move beyond, it doesn't progresses, she can start asking questions. So what are we? What is this? Are we boyfriend and girlfriend? That's the first sign she begin to take off her mask. If she start asking questions, if she try to rush into things, right? When she try to rush into things, that's an indication she's taking her mask off, and that should give you a red flag. It should tell you, warn you, right? Because girls could have their mask on for a long time, right? So the best arsenal in your repertoire, right, is time. Time is a guy's best friend. Why do you think guys age better when it comes to time, right? Guys live longer when they're not married. Why do you think there's a lot of single billionaires out there that live for so long that they're not married, right? But I digress. But guys, the best arsenal is time. Time will allow guys to be more rational with things. Allow guys to think things out, right? Girls don't do well with time. They stress out in time, right? They get nervous over time, right? They don't have enough time on their side. When they notice this, when they realize this, they begin to take their mask off, right? You gotta know what masks, right? That's all women have to cover herself, conceal herself, makeup, right? Another form of mask she uses is makeup. Do you ever been on a date, right? One day she looked nice on all stuff. Then when you get home, she's become a totally different person. That's a mask. If she's not consistent outside than she is inside the house, that's a mask, and that's another red flag I should be worried about. If she don't behave the same way outdoors, same way she behaved indoors, that's a front, big time, and you can take that as a red flag, right? Know what you get yourself into, right? She has to be consistent. If she's not consistent with anything, that's a red flag. That's a mask, right? She took out her mask. She has to be consistent outside and inside. Right? Outside in public, inside in public. If she's not consistent, that's a red flag. You don't be with that person. Right? If she's inconsistent, how do you know she's consistent with her words, with her the way she talked to you? Right? You have to know these kind of things. Right? They will always wear their mask. Mask is to conceal the true behavior. Right? Women don't usually like to reveal their real behavior unless they got you in the bag. They got you. They lock you down in a marriage, and then she don't cook and clean, right? Like when a woman first meets you, she go above and beyond. She cook and clean for you, take care of you, right? All of a sudden, when you get married, then she slowly stop doing all this stuff. Slowly start to eat out. Slowly order in, right? Don't clean. Suggest to hire a maid, right? That's a front, right? That she took out her mask right there. That's all fake. Right? You do not want to be a fake person. That's a mask is a metaphor for saying a fake person. She's wearing a mask in front of you. Right? And guys need to look beyond her mask. There's some guys are so infatuated with her outside appearance and they're not seeing her inside, seeing who she really is. A person that don't wear masks is those 4s and 5s. They're not that good looking, but because they're not good looking, what do they have to hide? Their true appearance. They don't have looks to fall back on, right? That's why a lot of guys out there are involved with a lot of fours and three girls, women out there, right? Most guys out there they have the best relationship with those threes and fours because those three and fours have they don't. I don't want to say it. They can't rely on their looks, so they have to have a good character to latch on to a man. All right, they have to be soft spoken, feminine, kind hearted. Because if she don't, the men will walk off on her, right? Because women, a three or four women, right? That a woman that's not good looking, she have a disadvantage compared to those good looking women. So her only advantage is to be a nice person. And guys out there, right? The guys who's able to realize what he want that nice person. Guys could look. This is what women don't understand. They could put on their mask, right? Women could put on their mask, but the thing with guys is that they could bypass looks. If they meet a girl and she's a good-hearted woman, he's willing to be with that girl regardless of her looks, right? There's many examples of that, of guys going out with three and fours, right? There's many examples of that, of guys, skinny guys going out with large women, right? Guys are willing to look over that look if she's a nice person, right? I can't say the same thing for women because I'm not a woman, and not only that, I find and I don't usually see that in a hot girl going with an ugly guy. If I do, it's rare, and if it does happen, it's usually have to do with money and asset and something that have. I mean, if he's an ugly guy, if he's broke, a 10's not gonna go with him. Say what you will, I don't believe that. I don't believe an ugly guy who does not. I mean, he have a blue collar job and he's ugly. A 10 will not go with her. I mean, will go with him, right? But a guy who's successful, right? He find that one girl, he's willing to bypass that looks, right? Guys are more inclined to bypass looks than it is for girls. That's what I think, right? Why do you think there's a lot of guys dating large women, right? Why do you think? I mean, for example, Lizzo out there, right? Lizzo is a fat. She's not attractive, but there are guys out there who's willing to wife her up, right? Who's willing to wife up. You don't see a 10 out there woman who's willing to wife up a blue collar ugly guy. You don't see that. I don't say that it exists, but it's a rare occasion. Not unless you have wealth, right? But when it comes to women that doesn't have looks, guys are willing to bypass that looks, right? That's what one woman don't understand. That guys are willing to bypass that mask. So when women are wearing these masks, that's gonna be a disadvantage to a guy who could bypass the looks. Guys, you need to be one of these guys. You need to be one of these guys that could bypass masks, right? That's why I go for plain Jane. I don't go for when I see a girl with that much makeup on, I usually avoid those type of girls. So that's a red flag for me. If she had to hide that much by makeup, what else is she hiding? Right? What else is she hiding? If she had to conceal all her face with all this makeup, make her hair so curly, wearing those type of dress, what is she hiding? That means that she don't have not much to offer, but just her looks, right? You gotta have more to offer than just your looks, ladies, right? You gotta have more to offer to a guy, right? Three women, she might not have looks, but she probably have more things to offer than that 10 girl. She could probably offer him security, loyalty, become a mother, cook for him, right? Clean, give him peace, right? And that's how an ugly girl get over those 10 girls, get over a 10, right? That's how an ugly girl win in life. They understand what the 10 are lacking, and they use that against those 10s and compete with the 10s by offering the man the ability to cook, the ability to take care of him, the ability to give him a child, the ability to do all this stuff that the 10 women can't do it because the only thing she has is her mask. She's fronting. That's her looks. Her look is her mask. Lying to them, right? So guys, most of the women out there that's 10, that's all mask to trick you into to fall for something that she don't have, that she's lacking. Most of those women that wear 10s, that's 10s and wear masks, they usually have nothing to offer to you. right? For men, you need to learn to bypass looks. I'm not telling you to date ugly women, right? I'm not telling you to date ugly women, but sometimes these women, these plain Janes, they have better characteristics than these 10 women out there. They're least shallow, right? But I digress, right? So be aware, understand that we wear masses, and give it time for them to expose themselves, and don't rush into things. That's the point, right? But if you have to say, leave a comment below. On that note, guys, like, share, subscribe, and peace and blessings.